Some more pressure which is seeping in this afternoon into the mid-cap. So down around 0.5% currently for the mid-cap index. So watch out for that. But otherwise very quiet on the frontline indices. And with the Nifty absolutely flat, just about sustaining at 10,900. Well, let's get in another query now. We have B.S. Kamath, who writes to us from New Delhi. She holds 58 shares of Wipro at 300 since 3 months. Long-term investor and wants to know whether to hold or sell. Well, at least good to see someone making some money. Prakash, what would you recommend on Wipro?
I think it's good. We've seen a good consolidation and a beautiful breakout closer to 300. I think 300 is the base for Wipro, trading at an all-time high. It can continue going up higher. We normally say, why put a ceiling on it? Let it continue going up. So it's up.
All right, that's the view on Wipro as far as technicals are concerned. They report their results. Mayuresh, what are your expectations and what would you be watching out for?
So 2-3 broad parameters. Again, I think the guidance has largely been 1% quarter-on-quarter growth in dollar terms. What probably happens in terms of the IT services, both in terms of the top-line growth on a reported basis and the EBIT margins thereof, which was very, very strong in the quarter gone by at 18%. I think that is going to be very interesting because the management still believes that the IT services EBIT will be in this range of 18-18.5%. On the BFSI and communications, when it comes to verticals, I think the management commentary is going to be extremely critical there, and the healthcare vertical as well, which is almost 13-14% of their overall revenues. I think the segment and the way it will pan out is going to be a very clear-cut indication on the overall growth trajectory and specifically the revenue growth trajectory for Wipro as a whole. So again, digital life is here for almost 31-32% of the services revenue. What happens in terms of the return on shareholders, I think that is also going to be very, very quickly moving forward, and the guidance as well. So if they are able to up their guidance from 1.5 to 3.5, I think that will be taken positively. So I think from a valuation perspective, it's obviously better placed and stacked compared to peers. So again, I think the view is on a larger scale, I think, the investor analysis.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Mayuresh. Meanwhile, keep an eye out on the markets. The Nifty is back in the green, 10,906, above the 10,900 mark, and that's courtesy Reliance. 4.2% gains seen on that behemoth. So up around 4.5% for Reliance. Remember, yesterday the results came by, and the refining business was above expectations. We saw big growth come by in the retail business. Remember, 90% revenue growth, and retail business is value accretive as well. So Amita Iyer, with that we move on to the next query actually. Amita Iyer writes to us from Mumbai, holds about 150 shares of PFC at 124 rupees for the last 1 year. Long-term investor wants to know whether to hold or sell. Mayuresh, your view on PFC, because you know there is that impending deal PFC, REC, and a whole lot of news surrounding that these two stocks.
So you're absolutely right. I think what happens probably with the merger synergies and the merger details as well, I think is going to be extremely critical. At the same time, when you're probably talking about the kind of leverage that the company will probably need to take to fund these requirements, I think what kind of a toll does that have specifically in terms of the P&L dynamics is something to be watched out for. The third element obviously is the kind of advances that both these entities have probably given out. So I think the private share and the kind of provisioning that they've done specifically in terms of asset quality has been very, very encouraging. But for the industry as a whole, I think the consistency that you're probably looking at in terms of growth on the advances side and the consistency that you're probably seeking in terms of the receivables actually improving is going to be a very, very critical component. So again, I think it's a very, very difficult call to make at this point of time, considering the macro environment, the challenges facing the industry as a whole, how the merger pans out, the synergies, and whether that can actually have some amount of impact on the balance sheet, the leverage that probably goes up because of the excessive raising that will be required to fund the overall buyout. I think all these factors might play out from a medium term. So in my opinion, I think the stock probably is stuck in a range at this point of time. I think other beta stocks, I think financials, as I mentioned, some of the cement names, the better placed cement companies from a valuation perspective, is something that the investors can look at as alternatives.
Okay, well, Prakash, would you have a view on PFC?
Yes, I think it could see a slight around 100 zone, but 100 seems to be a place where it should see some kind of a support coming in, because when I look at the chart of PFC, it tells me that it's bottomed out closer to 80, it's seen a good breakout closer to 1995 zones. So I think that should hold. On the upside, there is some resistance around 120, 25, 30 zones. It should go there, cost closer to cost, I think.
All right, so that's on PFC. That stock has lost around 15.5% on a one-year basis, but just about 105 rupees. Just watch out for Reliance because that stock is now at the high point of the day. It's really becoming one of the big stories for today, up around 4.5%. So do watch out for the high point of the day coming in for Reliance Industries. As you can see, the contribution that it has currently in terms of the Nifty and probably negating a lot which is coming in from the losers.